Man, this Dolphin season, because even you just reading off the murderer's row of quarterbacks that they're going to have to face at the end of the season, this Dolphin season is going to be something. Because I don't think there's going to be a lot of patience. I don't think there's going to be a lot of, well, they have a tough schedule or they're facing a lot of good quarterbacks. This is going to be some season. I want, like, even with the Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes start against the Gators. We had the conversation in the 3:00 hour about, Cam Ward. Like, you can have all the preseason accolades you want. Let's see it on the field. Dolphins, same thing. That first game against Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence, like, this season has, I think, the possibility of, like, they've got to get, based on the schedule you read at the end of the season, they have to get out to a pretty quick start to have a little wiggle room by the end of the season.
And you got to see it. You got to see it early with good players. There's a lot of good teams in this league, especially in the AFC. We talked about it last segment. And yes, you're coming out with guys that are making as much money as Tua, guys that are top quarterbacks, and teams that think they're playoff teams. I love it. But Solana's right. Solana said it for a couple months now. You can't go 3-3 early on. You can't be a 500 team after 8 games. You're going to have to get a little jump on this league.
I mean, the first 2 games, Jacksonville and Buffalo, are not the easiest games in the world.
Thursday night football, don't forget.
Yeah.
So short rest on week 2.
Yeah.
Crowder, when Hoch proposed that hypothetical, what's going to happen first by 2026? Whataburger opens in Miami or the Dolphins win a Super Bowl? And you said, well, this year win a playoff game, next year AFC championship game. That to me is where I go in another direction. To me, Chris Perkins wrote in the Sun Sentinel today. He said, let's get something straight. The bar this year is AFC title game. Like that has to be the bar for the Dolphins, and anything short of that is, I don't want to say a failure, because if they win a playoff game, I think we'll all be happy, but it certainly wouldn't be reaching what this team's expectations should be. I'm not saying they have to win the Super Bowl this year. I realize it's hard to go through that gauntlet of the AFC, but what are we doing? We're paying Tua. We're putting this team together.
That's what I'm saying, man. There's not going to be a lot of patience.
One playoff win, like that's it. One playoff win, and we're all going to be like, oh, they did it. I mean, bro, this team is set up to win now, right now. Go win.
And you're saying that with that thought, the Dolphins have to be a top 4 team in the league. Because it's AFC, NFC playoff team. So the top 2 NFC, top 2
catch
AFC.
Some breaks in the playoffs. Like you can make it, you can kind of tilt the hand in your favor. Don't be a wild card team. Yeah. Like get home playoff games. Like, doesn't necessarily mean you're one of the best 4 teams in the league, but you can find the easiest path to be one of the last 4 teams remaining.
They have to be well coached, they have to make good decisions, and they also have to stay healthy. I think their roster is good enough. Mike McDaniel comes around. Anthony Weaver knows what the hell he's doing. And it's not his first year calling plays. He's called plays before, but running a defense, and it's a lot of variables to it. But their roster, defensively and offensively, can compete with any team in the NFL.
You know what's interesting? I'm looking at strength of schedule analysis from ProFootballAnalysis.com. So the Dolphins have the 8th toughest schedule in the league. That's a tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You know who has the easiest schedule in the league?
The Chiefs.
The Steelers. That's your sleeper team. And now I'm looking at strength of schedule. They've got an easy schedule. That might be a team that you take a flyer on wins over under, which I think is 8.5. And maybe you take a flyer on, to make the playoffs, Pittsburgh. Like that's not a bad, just looking at strength of schedule.
AFC North, Browns, Bengals, Steelers, Ravens, like that. Those 4 could be playoff teams, which all 4 can't make it. Yeah. But I have said this in the past. I really wish we were in the NFC right now. Because it's you got Detroit, you got the 49ers, you got the Eagles, maybe. Like, I wish we were in the NFC.
Packers.
We'll see. Jordan Love.
I'm
made a
not
couple
sold
good
on.
plays.
I'm not sold. I'm just
Okay. I know he's paid and I know he's good, but Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love, I'm not saying they figured it out.
Yeah, but how many really? I mean, how many organizations can lose somebody like Aaron Rodgers and within 2 seasons they're winning a playoff game with a first-year starting?
How about losing Brett Favre and then coming right back with Aaron Rodgers?
How
Like,
many
they've had a nice, pretty good run there.
Can have 3 Pro Bowlers in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Green Bay's done their thing.
Today is National Prosecco Day, by the way. And I don't know if you have heard of this new drink called an Aperol Spritz, but that's got Prosecco in it.
You drink Aperol Spritzes? You brought them up a couple times.
Yeah, it's a hot new drink, and I like to be in on what's new and exciting. So yes, I will drink an Aperol Spritz. Sure.
Don't bite on the lure. Crowder.
At your brunches.
I mean, sometimes just during the show, I like to throw down an Aperol Spritz. Sometimes after the show. You know what I like? An Aperol Spritz and a king cake. Try to fish Jimmy out.
That's a good night.
I'm so delighted with that visual of Jimmy being stuck in the king cake.
I'm not.
All right, let me give away these Megadeth tickets.
Jimmy gonna see them girls in New Orleans and want to be in that king cake. Hey, ladies.
Hello, ladies. Like to earn some beads.